You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Sometimes I just get angry when I see somebody watch a next man achievement and declare that that was easy. They don't see all the struggle and all the failure. They quickly form allegiance to toast the winner. But in this life there's a truth, and every tree you see have a root. And it's from way below the surface you bring up your food. Now Thomas Edison, the light bulb inventor, his 2,000 times he failed before the bulb could light. And when he reached age 67, a fire cost him 2 million. That's when the studio burned to the ground one December night. But he stood strong, faithful to his craft, and 3 weeks later released his first phonograph. You see, he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. I say he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Okay, Shaki. They say that pressure, it does make diamonds out of rock. And it's the same with the human character. When our dreams are dumbstruck in a jail, 2 men looking out through the same bars. One will fail cause he see mud while the other sees stars. You see, while pressure humbles the meek, it's strengthens who earnestly seek. It's the barometer that measures the strong and the weak. Because Martin Luther and South Africa Nelson Mandela, the darkness in their jail cell couldn't dim their lights. And civil rights advocacies only fuel more energies. For the more injustice rages, the more they fight. And for 27 years, Nelson Mandela suffered. And from jail became president of South Africa. You see, Nelson had the stuff that great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Potential, I say he had the stuff that great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface.
This is Caribbean Vibes. This is Caribbean Vibes.
Check any success story, take anyone you wish, and you'll see the road is often littered with blocks and rubbish. But as you clear one hurdle, you will meet another. And as you lift one burden, you'll hit the next gutter. You see, while your progress is slow, your determination must grow. Just affirm and confess the success you already know. Don't you know Elvis Presley was fired by Jimmy Denny? After just one show, he was told, go back and drive truck. And the great Beethoven of music, imagine he was deaf at 46, but that's when he produced his greatest musical stuff. And the great Caruso stood firm by his choice. Although his teacher told him you can't sing and you have no voice, but he had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Oh, he had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Yeah, Shaki. As a nation, we will do well to train our young, not to adopt a luck and chance approach or a gaming disposition. For they will dream of easy money and sweet tomorrow from a get-rich scheme with a 1 in 100,000 ratio. We need to teach foundations of truth. Trees that send down good roots, not parasites that sucks at the ill-got fruits. Don't you know, whilst they Monday walk so many miles barefoot to school, and in England with $6 to take his luck horse. And after Napoleon Airman Robinson, imagine he was shot and in prison. Half blind and dying, he said attack with full force. For such men with belly, leadership was meant. No wonder they're prime minister and president. You see, they had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. I see they had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. and your heart does be bleeding, where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me, man. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends.
Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know the drill, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as you get in, don't forget, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 or 973-609-6509. And this is how we start the thing.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, come with me. We have dad on WZYE. Santa Manite.
Santi Manite. Let's continue, folks.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide. Divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE. We originate, not imitate.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do actually mean that. We originate. We don't imitate. We bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, but we have put that not just in words, but we have put it on the record for you, ladies and gentlemen. Take a listen.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand something. Give me 1 minute here. I don't understand why Facebook makes our program to be non-public. They're doing all kind of things, folks. All kind of things they're doing. So I just wanted to do this real quick here. All right, there we go. There you go. Let me bring in my pal, the young man himself. You want to know me? The man better known as Uncle Tommy Way. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. And it's a pleasure being here in the village. How are you doing today, my good friend?
Today's been wonderful-licious, man. I had a little storm, a kind of storm, Tommy. Storm in a teacup. A small storm. Come
All
by
right.
quick. Come by quick and gone.
I
Yes.
see, but you're much better now.
Yeah. Things much better now. You just make a quick landing,
A tornado?
Nah, not that. They had to close down a lot of places today at 1 o'clock. So I thought it was really gonna be bad, but it really wasn't that bad. I'd have gone clean out my gutters and them, man, because you know they kind of overflowing.
Yeah, I had mine clean last week.
Yeah, I'd have gone get them clean. Yeah. But that's all right. You have to do what you have to do. So, Tommy, I didn't get a chance to see the post cabinet briefing. Anything good come out of it?
Yeah, I looked at a portion of it. It
Okay.
was informative. The the news personnel were inquiring about the education more than anything else because I guess it's now vacation time, so they were concerned as to how the progress of repairs on the institutions are going because there are quite a few institutions they're trying to get back on track and online for opening up. I think they are delaying the opening by 1 week to try to get all the institutions or most of the institutions that they're working on attended to. I think that's mostly what I got out of what I saw.
Yeah. So, if anybody want to share with us what you got out of the post cabinet briefing, because I was unable to see it. I was busy, caught up doing some other things. So, share with us what you got out of the post cabinet briefing, what you think important, or just give us the 3 or 4 important things you think came out of the cabinet briefing. Let's go to the chat. Um, Tommy, before we start with the chat, I want to do something quick here. I want to do something real quick. I just be amazed sometimes, boy, and I just wonder if it's me. Tommy, look on the screen there, and
Yeah,
we have Penelope Beckons, Penny Week Beckles, talking about don't treat sports like bastard child. Did I miss something, Tommy?
maybe.
Where was she the last 10 years, man? You see why people calling her weak? Penny, don't treat sports like bastard child.
Where were all of them the last 9.5 years?
Tommy, the former prime minister take a person who I don't even think play wrongdoers or moral in their life. And I play wrongdoers and moral all, yeah? Because growing up in Schumacher, you gotta play everything. I play wrongdoers and moral, Tommy. And I used to take a little thing in netball too. It's my understanding that a woman must never play a sport in she life. Not saying that you have to play sports to be a minister of sport, Tommy.
True.
At least have some type of background now. None. And then weak Penny go come and talk about the treating sports. Don't treat sports like a bastard child. What she think the PNM did? What's worse than a bastard child, Tommy?
Mhm.
All right.
Well,
So let somebody tell us what's worse than a bastard child. I like to know what's worse than a bastard child. Because Penny's saying, telling us now, telling the government don't treat sports like a bastard child. Penny, go and sit down in the corner. please. I'm gonna go to the chat. I'm gonna quickly go here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Vinger starts another streak.
Yep.
Mr. Florida, welcome.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Anson. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Good evening to all the callers, Texas, everybody on the line. Happy to see everybody on the line. So, Mr. Anson, you said don't treat sports like a master child.
Yeah, that's what she said.
You know what worse than that?
Well,
Being born with both parents of a PNM. All right, Mr. Anson, look on the stage.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, I didn't get that, man. Penny talking about don't treat sports like a bastard. Oh, let me go to the chat first, eh? Let me go to the chat first. When I saw that, you know, it's like them just rekindle memories I have that I don't want to have, Tommy. Them just rekindle memories for me that I don't want as memories. Anyway, Vinger starts a new streak. Vinger was first in. Yeah, good evening to you, Vinger. Vinger even comes second to her. First and second. And Volsang was up next. Yeah, Volsang was up next. Wait, no. I think I got that wrong. Vinger was in first. Good morning, Professor Washington and Uncle Tommy. Have a lovely day. Then Batman came in, and Batman was shocked that Vinger was already in. He said, "What the hell?" Batman, get Robin, you know. Hey, look, Mr. Intellectual coming after. Boy. Blessed afternoon, Professor, Uncle T, and all the villagers. Hope you all had a blessed and productive day filled with all of God's richest blessings. Yeah, boy. Mr. Intellectual can't smell our first, boy. Can't even smell one. Susan Dalchan, welcome. Good one, Vinger. Have a blessed day. Yeah. Vinger on the ball, you know. Vinger starting streak after streak, boy. Susan Dalchan, good afternoon. Good day to you. Volsang, you come at 12:33 and you saying what the hell? Yeah. KFC inside.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy program.
Yeah, there's Uncle Tommy and Professor Washington.
Good afternoon, man. What's up, man?
What's happening?
How you doing? Happy Emancipation.
Life.
Yeah.
I still look to celebrate the day tomorrow, man. Happy Emancipation to all in there from all day. The right thinking, black conscious brothers who stand up for the rights and justice. And what better for the country.
You going up in the Savannah?
Warriors,
You going up in the Savannah?
Savannah, well, the contractor who made his son of tax man was this money was like a mile small bread between shoes. So they have to know he give me no bread.
Oh.
And as a man, and the contractor name is Austin Rogers, a PNM contractor.
Hey.
For the last 9 years, Mr. Washington, to get all the contracts to build agency housing. Yeah. So Monday morning, gospel life, I go down agency down there and read the attack on them. Because you can't tell me with all that contract all together, you not money to pay watchman. I watching a certain things in the building there, making sure the place govern. And I can't get money to see if I can come and train nobody Savannah tomorrow. Let it take a walk away Savannah and there's some of them. The papa showing me and telling me, but you come to send money for me and up to now you can't reach. So Mr. Washington is walking back here and taking the good program and bless love.
Bless. Just shoulder welcome. Tommy boy, this bracer started to choke my boy.
Whoa.
For some reason. I don't even know what happened.
They probably did what they're supposed to do for now.
Yeah, I feel them moving closer to my gun, man. Somehow. One hook up my gun, boy, like it had a piece of string in my gun, boy. Hook it, you know. You think it easy? I ain't complaining, though. I ain't complaining. Just short your welcome. Good evening, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Heavy put bandman and he playing, saying Eric Williams made a good foundation in TNT.
Yeah, with that.
Gen Z Paul, welcome. Good evening to you. Caribbean Soul going further and further back, boy. Man coming 706 years. Good night, WZYE TV and listeners. Caribbean Soul, boy, them fellas and them when you moving your further back and further back. Tommy the Line referee coming. Good God evening to this village. Blessings to all who will be celebrating for African emancipation. Tommy, I got a story today about emancipation there. And anyway, I know what to say. So a group that has bring out young kids, right? They needed a small set of money, 5,000 TT, to bring out that truck and put a little band on the truck because there's a kind of youthful band then. Yeah? They end up kind of doing it. And but I was thinking hard. I said, you know what? You can't save the world, man. So I left it alone. That's why. I mean, I could say more, but I don't understand, Tommy. Why, if every year you're getting 1 point something million dollars, right? If you can't take out that 20,000, Tommy, and invest it in something a year, take out 20,000 or 10,000, and say, let me invest it, let me put it in a CD, let me put it in a bond, let me put it in something, so we could get an investment, to get a ROI, a return on investment. Every single year, right? You gain money. Esram Narayan, welcome. Good evening to you. You gain money from the government, Tommy. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't get money from the government, eh? I want people to understand this. But if you gain money, Tommy, you ain't supposed to be able to raise some type of money through some type of something, boy. And Tommy, all these years the PNM in power, the PNM couldn't think about maybe creating a school for them, like how the Baptist got a school, right?
Yep.
Who gave them that school?
UNC.
The PNM for all them years in power, boy, couldn't emancipate them people. They couldn't do that. Tommy, it's interesting, eh? I did an editorial on the Soca Warriors thing, but it's too long to play here.
I listened to it.
Eh?
I listened to it.
Yeah. Let me finish with the chat. Because something wrong with us, you know. I think the PNM have done a masterful job on us, you know. A masterful job, you know. Anyway. Clinton Williams, welcome. How are you, my friend? Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy, good night. Yeah, good night to you. Caribbean Soul says Gold Night celebrating emancipation by advocating for Wall Street to acquire and operationalize the Wall Street to Levanter Empowerment Center for Black African youth to get scholarship. You know, Tommy?
Yes.
You know, certain things just make me digress, eh? I want to play an editorial for you guys. I'm going to play this editorial. I digress, eh? I'm digressing. Because here is something else that was presented to the PNM government in 2015. Let me go here. Let me go. Okay, let me do something. Let me go over here first. Let me remove this. Remove that. I will stop that. Okay, let me see if it's up here. Oh, no, not there. Okay, let me see if it's here. Here we go. I tired put this up. Folks, I'm going to tell you something. Back in 2015, I made a proposal to the government of the day for what's called Sports Development Academy Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago. And to me, that idea came out of IMG Academy in Florida. You heard of IMG Academy, right, Tommy?
Right. But you know, now there's a new academy that's been introduced by the Germans to Trinidad.
Yeah, a football one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, right? And so I came up with this Sports Development Academy Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Okay? And I'm just going through some of the things that we had in it, right? It had a little bio of me, a bio of the next person. Then we had the bio. Then we had what is Sports Development Academy. We tell you what it is. A program that helps facilitate athletic scholarship to college in the USA for youth of Trinidad and Tobago who meet the qualifying standard. It didn't say it was for youth. The program will be year-round and will also provide scholastic aptitude tests, SAT classes to better prepare athletes to be successful in the examination, right? More about Sports Development Academy, we had that there. What was the vision? What was the mission? What was the objective? Right? We had the principles: respect and responsibility, loyalty and trust, integrity and honesty, student comes first, creation and imagination. What sports are included? We had the different sports for men and different sports for women. Right? At that time, and still now, we were talking about this as a crime reduction initiative, preventing violence through sports. That was part of it. Then we have how Sports Development Academy works. We have technology, relationship, and people, right? And here it is. We have the relationship we have created with different colleges and their coaches across the United States of America, right? Technology, we have technology involved. We were going to create a recruiting database where people could just go put in the information that they have, put in all the requirements, and we'd match them up to colleges for scholarship. Then we had people, right? Then we had a SWOT analysis. Of course, if you don't know what a SWOT analysis is, it stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We had a SWOT analysis too as well. All right, and we have the United States of America integration. Trinidad and Tobago youths are missing out, right? And we gave the reason why. Why does SDA help student athletes? Tommy, it was all inclusive. Why does SDA help students? But Tommy, watch the part now, Look the part now, Watch it. Watch this. 2015. Let's do this. That was in the manifesto, So I say, if that's in the manifesto, Tommy,
That they would actualize it.
Of course, I take it from the manifesto, Nothing, nada, not, duck. Them, look. Yeah? And then, just recently, with the when they was gonna make the cricket academy, I did an editorial. Listen to this.
Creating a sports development academy in Trinidad and Tobago instead of another cricket academy.
It was a few months ago, And to be honest with you, Tommy, I totally forgot I did this. And I was just looking for that PowerPoint presentation, and I put in SDA, and this editorial came up.
Creating a sports development academy in Trinidad and Tobago instead of another cricket academy. An editorial by Professor Wall Street.
creating a sports development academy akin to the IMG Academy in Trinidad and Tobago could have been a strategic move for Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, particularly considering the potential for foreign direct investment, FDI, and the benefits of sports tourism. While the decision to establish another cricket academy has been defended, there are several reasons why a more diversified sports academy could be advantageous. Here are 10 reasons why. 1. Broader impact. A multi-sport academy like IMG could cater to a variety of sports, impacting a larger segment of the youth and potentially uncovering a wider range of talents. 2. Diversification of sports. It would encourage diversification in sports, reducing the over-reliance on cricket and promoting other sports where Trinidad and Tobago could excel internationally. 3. Increased FDI. Such an academy could attract significant FDI through partnerships, sponsorships, and investments from global sports entities interested in developing talent in the Caribbean. 4. Enhanced sports tourism. A world-class sports facility can be a major draw for sports tourism, leading to increased visitor numbers and associated economic benefits. 5. Job creation. The development and operation of a large-scale sports academy would create numerous jobs from coaching and training to facility management and hospitality. 6. Community development. The academy could serve as a community hub, providing educational and social opportunities alongside sports training. 7. Global recognition. By producing top-tier athletes across various sports, the country could gain international recognition, enhancing its reputation as a center for sports excellence. 8. Economic stimulus. The influx of students, families, and sports professionals attending events or training at the academy would stimulate the local economy. 9. Utilization of existing facilities. Integrating the underutilized Brian Lara Cricket Academy into a larger sports complex could maximize its use and return on investment. 10. Long-term sustainability. A diversified sports academy could ensure long-term sustainability and relevance by adapting to changing sports trends and demands. In conclusion, while the establishment of another cricket academy may have its merits, the creation of a comprehensive sports development academy could offer more substantial and far-reaching benefits for Trinidad and Tobago, both in terms of sports development and economic impact. It's an opportunity to leverage sports as a vehicle for growth, inclusivity, and global engagement. Professor Wall Street proposed the establishment of the Sports Development Academy Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, modeled after the renowned IMG Academy. However, the PNM dismissed the proposal, relegating it to the discard pile.
You see, Tommy?
Oh, well.
Yeah. Caribbean Joseph Wilson, he does get buff up. He just using this as an excuse. I see Wall Street sit down by the corner, 2 blocks from me house, Lyman. Okay. Batman said, nice look, Professor. Gen Z Paul, welcome. Judy Ali, welcome. Hello, Soul. What's up with understand this black thing? Caribbean Soul say, why semantics not coming here again? I see on other chats. Van Mena says, laugh out loud, hi. Judy, nah. I think he was sailing out Gordon and them fellas. Financial Guru, welcome.
Professor Wall Street, good night. Professor Wall Street, good night. Uncle Tommy, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Trinidad and Tobago, everybody in the diaspora, and Team Trinidad and Tobago, all the best for the Emancipation Day. Professor Wall Street, you know I listen to your editor. I want to be fast, but I think it's important we do this. You hear Mrs. Beckles talking about don't treat sport as a bastard. But we look at this issue with your editorial, and I have to say it, and I have to provide some sort of context. We had Selvin Melville come on your show. We had David Nappert come on your show. Last week, I saw this incident where I saw Colin Murray, who's the first vice president, from his body language, when David Nappert was meeting regarding the Soca Warriors. Professor Wall Street, we are playing checkers and we are playing horse and buggy with regards to the Soca Warriors branding. Professor Wall Street, I hope you could give me just a few minutes, because I think when I listen to your editorial, the TFA, led by Mr. Richards and Mr. Murray and Mr. Osmond Downer and the rest, they have to listen. We cannot change or rebrand the Soca Warrior model at this juncture, Professor Wall Street. And here's why. I told you the last time in 2006, when you were in Germany, I was in Germany. The Soca Warrior brand has especially with the diaspora, which has the money that could bring in and diversify the sports development in Trinidad and Tobago. You never hear the Reggae Boys had an issue. You never hear the Three Colors of Mexico have an issue. But why it is where it has a person like Selvin Melville, okay, he wants to offer $750,000 US. The Soca Warriors name for the brand and his intellectual property right. But yet you have people in the TTFA not wanting to come and meet, especially, I don't know if it's Colin Murray, but as I said, his face and his countenance made it look like he doesn't want to do a deal. So, Professor Wall Street, I just want to point out a couple of things before I go, which they should really be looking at. Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and everyone, if you look at the Soca Warrior, this includes the unity and identity embraced by citizens here in the Trinidad as well as in the diaspora. It has an emotional resonance of a golden era. Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, the dangers of abandoning the brand, and I want Mr. Colin Murray and Mr. Richards and Mr. Osmond Downer, who has played as a referee for many years, you guys should not be following Emil Krong from Canada, who thinks he knows what he's saying, that the Soca Warrior brand can be renamed or taken from Mr. Melville. That is a colossal danger. Professor Wall Street, branding dilution can happen where significant investment is required for this new name. What will be the new name? The Calypso Kings, the Pilar Warriors, the Kalaloo Kings, the Cascadura footballers of Trinidad and Tobago. What are we going to use at the culmination of the World Cup qualification, which is starting in September? Fan attention, fan alienation. You're going to alienate fans who can support the Soca Warrior brand. Media backlash. It can have a media backlash when you do this rebranding policy with this new name. It will take time. Perception of evasion, viewed as an attempt to sidestep Mr. Melville's claim. And I want to go to what are some of the solutions. You need to have a shared and licensing and mediation path forward where you involve legal experts, not just M.U. Krong from Canada, TTFA, Melville and cultural stakeholders, and Mr. David Nackett, the parliamentary secretary, and Mr. Philip Watts, and possibly other members of the government. Aim to establish a transparent binding licensing structure. And how could it work? 10 to 15 years. I suggested that the last time. Annual fee. Okay, Mr. Melville wants about 5 million TT, which is 750,000 USD per year. Okay, you can't do that. What about maybe between $100,000 and $200,000? You can throw that out to Mr. Melville. Instead of this $1 million, you want to give him 1.5 million and tell him to walk away, Professor Wall Street. And then you could have some other incentive upon that. The merchandising. You can give Mr. Melville or offer him 10 to 15% of all merchandise products, all the jerseys, all the pens, paraphernalia, and they are missing out on revenue opportunities. Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and everyone, this has been done in other countries with the NFL, with cricket, with Australia, with India. It is not something new. Let me go ahead quickly. You must have a dispute resolution process. In addition, the Ministry of Sport and the Attorney General's office, as I pointed, could facilitate mediation, tax incentives. Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and everyone, provide a public-private partnership. The government cannot do it by itself, but you have enough corporate entities in Trinidad and Tobago, Caribbean Airlines, National Insurance Board, Unit Trust, you name it, Angostura, you name it, that can spread the brand of the Soca Warriors with the cultural identity of Soca. And I want to just leave with this, Professor Wall Street. If they don't do this, they will destroy the brand identity of the Soca Warriors. To restart any brand at this juncture is going to be a colossal mistake. Soca is all around the world. We need to get revenue. You're talking about your sports academy that they put on the dump heap, which they always do. Mr. Downer, Mr. Murray, Mr. Richards, and the rest of the TTFA, please sit down, and Mr. Nuckett and Mr. Philip Watts and the government of Trinidad and Tobago, please sit down, come to some sort of resolution, and let the Soca Warrior brand name be epitomized with the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association. If you do not do that, I believe that this is going to be a colossal mistake, and you will be held accountable by history. The TNTFA election will come up again. And the problem I will leave you with is, Professor Wall Street, if you look across the West Indies, administration is the catalyst for our failure. You look at the cricket and you see how Australia is decimating us, and the administrators have a large part to play. And if the Soca Warriors name is left at the wayside and Mr. Melville is put aside, then I am saying, take what you get going forward. Have a good night, Professor Wall Street. Have a good night, Uncle Tommy and everyone.
Thank you.
Keep the Soca Warriors name in place.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but they intend to bully Mr. Melville, which they have to stop. They need to stop it.
Tommy, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play just a few minutes of that editorial because it's interesting how let me see this here. So 1 week extension to July-August vacation. New school term starts September the 8th. Cabinet has approved a 1 week extension to July-August school vacation. As a result, the new school term will now begin on Monday, September the 8th. The announcement was made by Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowland during the post-cabinet news briefing on Thursday, July 31st, 2025. Thank you, Caribbean. So, yeah. Tommy, I sometimes I just are lost for words. Well, maybe conveniently. And you know, you know something, boy. Anyway, folks, I'll say that when I come back. We're gonna go for the break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life, and as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, as you get in, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And as the professor said, share the live, share the live, share the live. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
You know, Tommy, sometimes I just think that I want to choose my words carefully.
Take your time.
When I listen to Gordon Dryden Joseph and the thing he'll be typing in the chat, and you know, I just really wonder, boy. I just wonder about him and truth, boy. Seriously. You know, for a person who always talking about the Bible, Tommy, you know, it is sad, boy. And no, go ahead.
You have to realize that in order to make up for a certain deficit, some people lean towards what they consider safe alternative. So with that in mind, nothing should surprise you.
Well, not that it should surprise me, to me, but it just seemed to me that he hasn't learned anything from the Bible, For a person who quotes the Bible so often. And I'm choosing my words very carefully. You know, I'm not never at a loss for words, but I'm choosing my words very carefully because, you know. Anyway, let me just move on. Let me just move on. Don Mullet, welcome. Lindsay Heru, welcome. Yeah, Capitan, welcome. Capitan, you're still in Taiwan? How you doing? Capitan said UNC extended the school holiday. What madness?
They're just trying to get a little more time to get these edifices ready that they think is going to need a little bit, a little more.
It's better to take a week and have everything in place than to send the kids back like what they did in Bath area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So let me I have another video here. That video was prompted I want you all to listen to Mashup Walker. You know who Mashup Walker is?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Masha.
Listen to this. And I also play this a while. I had this day to play this a little while. You know? Yeah. See you, man, man. Listen.
The General Secretary of the Prison Officers Association, Mr. Lester Logie, raised a point today. In fact, it was not the first time someone raised a similar point to me. So I wanted to take some time to do, well, it's like my third video today. You're all getting videos today. So Mr. Logie said, when credible threats against prison officers were presented, there was not a state of emergency. In fact, those threats became reality. Prison officers were murdered. A citizen of Trinidad and Tobago pointed out to me that when businessmen were being threatened, when extortion was on the rise, and we had businessmen gunned down and killed because they refused to succumb to extortion, we had no state of emergency. The Attorney General, this government's Attorney General, said that the PNM state of emergency was for nothing, because apparently innocent civilians is nothing. Prison officers and threats against their lives, nothing. Gang warfare that's out of control, that affects the daily lives of Trinidadian and Tobagonians, is nothing. Only when they determine a life is important enough and that threat to that particular person, that lawyer, that defense lawyer, that judge, apparently it's only then it's important enough, because those lives are the only ones that matter. And so we need a state of emergency for that handful, because those threats against that handful of people, we need a state of emergency. So I have to agree with the General Secretary, Mr. Lester Logie, this morning. It's not good enough. He says, yes, he understands that it's a government prerogative. But what we see from that is clear as day. There seems to be a class system as to whose life is worth a state of emergency and who's simply nothing.
Okay.
You know, to me, it's interesting, boy. You know, some people make videos, right, for nefarious purposes. I'll put it that way. You know, it's like, you know what, boy? I'm going to make a live. And what she just said there made absolutely no sense. None. None. So, and think about this, right, Tommy? Let's say they receive these threats and they do absolutely nothing. And then something serious happen. Mashup Walker go come and say, you see, they should have called a state of emergency. Right? The best thing to do, right, is to be, what they say, on the side of safety.
Yeah, you have to be cautious
and proactive, not reactive.
instead of reactive.
Like the PNM. How much years it take the PNM? Forget about the state of emergency during the pandemic. How much years it take the PNM to call a state of emergency? When the opposition leader at the time, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, was telling them, "Oh, you call a state of emergency because of the
9 years.
How much years?
9.
It took them the last minute before a general election for them to call a state of emergency. And here comes Mashup Walker. You understand? But Mashup, you should have hold out with the UNC. You might have been a chairman of a board or something now. Lydia could have done to you. You could have been chairman of a board. You could have been a senator. You understand? But you jump off the boat too early. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Miss Hanson, that lady who you just played, if she really play back that video and listen to what she say, it makes no sense,
Correct. It didn't make no sense.
Because I'm still trying to figure out what she point was, and I can't get the punchline yet.
No, seriously. I played that over a few times, and I trying to say, well, what she, something, boy? It have people just try to sound very intelligent, eh? You understand? And when you listen and you say, well, what she just say? It's like somebody we have in the chat here. He don't try to sound intelligent, right? And when you listen to him or you see what he writes, you know that fella missing a few screws. His elevator doesn't go all the way up to the first floor. You know that?
Yeah, for real, because let me tell you something. When you kick a dog, God does take your knowledge.
Yeah.
So that, but Mr. Hanson, we have a COP now who he was elected. The man on the ground. We had a past COP, right? Talking about what be and see what be a rabbit was.
Pray.
Remember she come on TV and she reading a storybook?
Yeah.
Yeah. So compare chalk and cheese. And she come in and this lady, wherever she name Walker, wherever Texas Ranger.
Mashup Walker.
Come in and saying something like that. And trying to make a point. Mr. Hanson, crime is a runaway horse.
Correct.
You will never say nobody is not important more than the other. Who suffers the most when crime high, besides the population? The country. Because the ease of doing business is non-existent. There is no one in this world looking at Trinidad and Tobago to come to do business. And she's not looking at the economic factors. She's thinking about individual. Miss Marsha Walker, we not in a movie. It's no star boy and star girl here. We dealing with country.
Correct.
All right, Mr. Hanson and Mr. Tommy, look on this.
Tommy.
Yep.
As I said something, read on the screen there.
Yeah, I read it before.
You see what I'm saying, Tommy?
Mm-hmm.
That fella, he easily, he convinced about him, Seriously. You understand? I was just trying to be very diplomatic. Right? But look, he proved himself correct. Yeah, bro, you welcome. Yeah, Robin, better safe than sorry. Mash up walk on them. Mr. Florida, you are correct, You know what I just do, Tommy? A lot of times when I do an editorial, before I send out the editorial, I just read through it. I just make sure if I put something in the editorial that I'm not might be 100% sure based on my research, I will call one or two individuals, right, to get some backup confirmation.
Right.
You see? Just to be sure, I ain't misleading people. Right? Yeah, KFC, welcome. KFC.
Hello, good night, Mr. Washington. Uncle Tommy, man.
What's up?
Good night, KFC.
We'll mash up young old Walker come on from losing a shift for the last 9 years and from the last government. The government take from it for front, take them. They take the threat seriously.
Yep.
When people are dying, 4 people get gunned down in the Have, 4 get gunned down in Cookery, 4 get gunned down in Arima. Begging the government, if we keep the government to have a state of emergency and can't control the crime, then them didn't care, As Rowley say, who dead, who live.
Correct is right.
So me I think Mama Wall Street.
Yeah.
I see she's singing a boy warring by.
Yeah, we go play that. We go
Watchman
play.
by.
We go play it. Yeah, we go play that. They're warring. Yeah, we go play that.
Yeah, bless.
Yeah, man. Tommy, let me talk about transparency and accountability. Yeah? We didn't have any of that for the last 9 to 10 years under the previous PNM government. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar stood up in the parliament and says, I am taking full responsibility for the calling of the state of emergency. That is what the people of our country want. They want the leader to take full responsibility. Full responsibility. She ain't passing it off for nobody. And that's what we want. And not only that.
Let's take this call.
Take it.
WZYE, you're live.
Good night.
Same to you.
What? Professor?
Yeah, man.
Mr. Wally?
Yes, you're live.
Everything.
Everything's good. Make a contribution.
Hear that? Wall, you listen, you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Lord.
Boy, that fella called Pastor Google. I see you try to educate that man so much. And I watch the man begging for a laptop, the man catching his tail, all the PNM mites, nobody really backing him. I wonder if you could send some kind of laptop or something to help that man, but you're real try with that man. That pastor, he have a program. He basically how sour the man is. The man like a big lemon. Boy, help that man now, boy. Oh God. Later have a good night, fella.
Thank you. Good night to you.
Thank you. So folks, listen to this, eh? You know, Tommy, I didn't vote for Donald Trump, eh?
Neither did I.
But you know what I like about Donald Trump? If Donald Trump make a promise, he will go all out to fulfill that promise. And Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is doing the same. She make a promise. You may like it or you may not like it. Right? She's going to fulfill it. Now, the CPEP or SNEPEP, I call it SNEPEP. The Prime Minister makes some statement regarding CPEP, URP, and forestation is basically people dealing with the cutting of grass. I wholeheartedly agree with her. Because, Tommy, if you have a program called URP, what does URP stand for, Tommy?
Unemployment Relief Program.
Okay. Well, I changed the name of that. It's now called PURP, Permanent Unemployment Relief Program. Permanent Unemployment Relief Program. And I want you guys to listen to this editorial. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's a long one. It's a long editorial. But I want you guys to take pieces of this editorial. Take a listen. Take a listen.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar's courageous stand against the PNM's grass-cutting plantation, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. Breaking the chains of perpetual poverty and forced employment. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar's bold declaration that Trinidad and Tobago had become a nation of grass cutters under the PNM represents a courageous confrontation with one of the most shameful legacies of the previous administration. Her commitment to restructuring CPEP, URP, and the National Reforestation Program is not just sound economic policy, it's a moral imperative to restore dignity to Trinidad and Tobago's most vulnerable citizens. For too long, the PNM has masqueraded exploitation as employment, trapping thousands of our most disadvantaged citizens in cycles of dependency disguised as work programs. What they cynically call the Unemployment Relief Program should have been honestly renamed the Permanent Employment Relief Program, PERF, because that's exactly what it became. A system designed to keep people permanently dependent on government handouts rather than genuinely empowering them with skills and opportunities for advancement. The Prime Minister's courage in calling out this institutionalized deception deserves our highest praise. While the PNM and their apologists cry foul, she has exposed the ugly truth. These programs were never designed to lift people out of poverty. They were designed to create a permanent underclass of grateful voters dependent on PNM patronage for survival. Here are 10 reasons why Prime Minister Persad Bissessa is absolutely correct. 1. The dignity deficit, reducing humans to lawn maintenance. The PNM's approach to social programs reduced proud Trimagonians to nothing more than human lawnmowers. CPEP workers cutting grass, URP participants cutting grass, reforestation workers cutting grass instead of planting trees. This wasn't employment, it was systematic dehumanization. The Prime Minister correctly identified that these programs stripped away human dignity by confining people to mindless, repetitive tasks that offered no path to advancement or skill development. 2. The skills development fraud. True employment programs should build skills, create pathways to better jobs, and empower participants to eventually transition to independent employment. The PNM's grass-cutting programs did none of this. After years in CPEP or URP, participants had no marketable skills beyond wielding a cutlass. This wasn't job training. It was a deliberate strategy to keep people dependent on government programs forever. 3. The permanent dependency design. The insight about renaming URP to Permanent Employment Relief Program, PERF, cuts to the heart of the PNM's cynical strategy. These programs were never designed to be temporary relief. They were designed to create permanent dependence. The PNM wanted grateful voters, not empowered citizens, and they achieved this by ensuring participants never develop skills to leave the programs. 4. The waste of human potential. Every person trapped in endless grass cutting represents wasted human potential. These are citizens capable of learning trades, developing businesses, contributing to economic growth, and building better lives for their families. The PNM's approach treated them as incapable of anything beyond basic manual labor, revealing a deeply classist and elitist mindset that viewed poor people as inherently limited. 5. The economic inefficiency scandal. From a purely economic perspective, the PNM's grass-cutting programs were massively inefficient, paying thousands of people to cut grass that grows back within weeks, with no measurable improvement to communities or development of productive capacity, represents one of the most wasteful uses of public funds in Trinidad and Tobago's history. The Prime Minister correctly identifies this as poor stewardship of taxpayer money. 6. The GAN infiltration reality. The Prime Minister's concern about gang infiltration in CPEP is not political rhetoric, it's documented reality. The PNM's loose structure and lack of proper vetting created opportunities for criminal elements to exploit these programs. By maintaining the status quo, previous administrations were effectively subsidizing criminal networks while doing nothing to address the root causes of crime and poverty. 7. The false employment statistics. The PNM used these programs to artificially inflate employment statistics while doing nothing to address real unemployment. Counting grass cutters as employed was statistical manipulation that masked the true depth of Trinidad and Tobago's employment crisis. The Prime Minister's restructuring approach will create genuine employment opportunities that contribute to economic growth and human development. 8. The institutional racism of low expectations. The PNM's assumption that poor people, predominantly Black and mixed-race citizens, were only capable of cutting grass reveals institutional racism disguised as social programming. This approach reinforced harmful stereotypes about the capabilities of working-class Trinbagonians while ensuring they remain trapped in cycles of poverty and dependence. 9. The corruption and contractor exploitation. The existing CPEP structure created numerous opportunities for corruption, with contractors exploiting both workers and the system. The Prime Minister's commitment to restructuring addresses these systemic vulnerabilities while ensuring that public funds actually benefit participants rather than enriching connected contractors and middlemen. 10. The vision for human development. Most importantly, the Prime Minister offers a transformative vision, replacing mindless grass cutting with skills training, stipends during transition periods, and pathways to sustainable employment. This approach treats participants as human beings with potential rather than as permanent dependents satisfied with subsistence level handouts.
So there you have it, folks. It's
Yep.
another, that was a long editorial, but I wanted to bring the first 10 ideas here to you guys with respect to the editorial, right? Yeah. You listen to Gordon Dryden Joseph. Mash it, hate for you, and anyone who say anything against them or the 6.5. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Rajesh, you correct. You have a code problem. Yeah, Damien. Good night to you. Don't forget to share the live and subscribe. And if you want, folks, you can just easily go to WZYE TV and yeah, Miss Santa Cruz, who tell you they want to learn a trade. Only half they work for them. Yeah. Yeah. Caribbean Soul, this is absolutely correct. It's a PNM grass cutting plantation. Yeah. Keep them there. Keep them there, don't let them get away. So when the election come, you hold it against them. If all of them vote, cancel Christmas for all you. Yeah, cancel Christmas. But you Mr. Intellectual, welcome.
Great blessed night, Professor, Uncle T, and everybody on the chat.
Good night to
Same
you.
to you. Same to you.
I heard you complaining a little while ago about the attitude of some people.
Yeah.
Abused children normally carry their hurts into their adult life and sometimes even before they hit the grave.
Wow.
It's difficult, especially at this age, for it to change and make a resolution of that hate that they have for the abuse that they got in the early days. Some of them have claimed that they're Christian, but they never forgive those who abuse them. You understand?
Yeah.
That's the reason why they would lash out in plenty different ways, crying for help. But when help comes, they don't accept it because why? They can't get back at the people who hurt them earlier on.
Correct.
I guess you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. You're not calling him.
Right. So the young lady who decided that she want to talk about this SOE.
Yeah.
And who claimed that she father was part of the who had to fight against the Jamaat and all these kind of thing. Could come and talk this kind of stupidness now. And it have people supporting that. I want to know if Trinidadians really wake up as it and realize what they have at present.
I don't think so.
They really are awake yet?
Nah, they ain't wake up yet.
What about my friends and them who talking about emancipation? They emancipated yet?
Forget about them. Forget about them. Them like it the way it is. Them like it so. Understand?
That's why slavery cannot finish. That's the reason why I always speak about the plantocracy. And they maintain that. And they facilitate it. Massa, we sick.
We sick.
They can't help themselves.
Yeah.
They just can't help themselves. God knows, Professor, Uncle T, how much pain me to see how people allowing themselves to be dragged down this kind of way and not being able to think in a forward thinking way and see how they could elevate themselves out of this madness and reach that level where they could say, hey, I am a free man. I could think freely. I could make correct judgment and recognize that, hey, the Creator has empowered me in such a way that I don't have to be a slave to nobody.
Yep.
I just hoping that somebody, somewhere along the line, if there's at least one person hearing this, just free themselves from this madness and this slavery that they have locked themselves into. Again, the PNM not good for this country, whether in opposition, whether in government. Nowhere in this country is the PNM good. When you look back at our history, it cannot be good. It cannot be good for this country.
Yep.
Have a blessed evening, gentlemen.
Bless.
Same to you.
You see, I make no qualms about this storm, yeah? What the PNM have done is create a CPEP and URP plantation for people that look like you and I.
I mean, if every 2 weeks you get them $1,400, what kind of job is that? What kind of work is that?
What kind of work is that? And you only have to work two or 3 hours. Yeah, KFC welcome. They allow you to work 3 hours, then go and pull bush. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
See, Papa, ball jumping on Maximum. Great is the PNM.
Yeah,
great is the PNM. And wickedness shall prevail.
All the time.
But when I check it out, who create them? See, Papa, the PNM, right? That keep black people down to the bottom lowest at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Mr. What should we walk in? See, Papa, right?
Yeah.
You had to work 2 weeks, wait 2 weeks, take your 14 something a month. What that could really
fortnight.
A
fortnight.
A fortnight.
Yeah.
No, it's a fortnight, but you're working 2 weeks and you wait 2 weeks, come like a month.
Oh, all right.
Fortnight is getting paid. So, so you're a PLC PEP.
Yeah.
And but if you rent is $2,000. And you have to buy food and all them kind of thing.
Great.
And PNN create CPEP and prefer to steal it like it was a good job, a good paying job.
Dependency syndrome. Dependency syndrome. You have to depend on it. You understand?
Well, Mr. Why was the election day? Chucky face school, Paul Wicked Scotland, when in my constituency this and send out to Maxilo and pick up a set of youths. If you care for you are picking.
Yeah.
2 months before a month, about 3 weeks or 2 weeks before election. The hardest key deployment is West cut grass Once says your son watching mommy cutting grass. I want to be a grass cutter too.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
Yeah, man.
we shut down our program and we get good jobs, man.
Yeah, man.
With good paying salary, we take care of my mind the family. Bless.
Yep.
Yep.
Tommy, people think that, yeah, full song. They like it, so we free. People feel that the way you reduce people living below the poverty line is by giving them money, right? Giving them money. But think about this. Under the PNM, we was gonna have an increase in electricity rates, right?
Yep.
So if I live in below the poverty line, Tommy, and I had to find more money to pay for electricity now, right? I'm going low, I'm going even lower. Or more people now gonna be living below the poverty line. Because if you're just at the poverty line, and now we have to get money where you don't have, yeah? Okay. So here comes the current government telling you no increase in electricity rates for residential customers. There's also commercial customers. No increase. For me, that is helping you that you don't have to go and look for another dollar now to pay for that increase in electricity rates.
True.
You understand? So therefore, if you get a little increase in something else, you had a little extra money in your pocket. You see? Like when they had increased the minimum wage, for example. But if you increase the minimum wage and then you increase electricity rates, right? It might be a wash or you might end up in the red.
Yep.
Right? But listen to what.
No increase in electricity bill. Barry goes to Cabinet. Minister of Public Utilities Barry Patterath is expected to bring before Cabinet today a proposal to reject the Regulated Industries Commission's, RIC, recommendation to increase
And Tommy, that is not just for UNC people or NTA people or COP people or PDP.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Say that again, Tommy.
Everybody wins.
Okay, here we go. Now, many of them PNM people, they ain't gonna look at it from that perspective, you know. All of them winning, you know. It's because all of them have to pay the all of them have to pay the increase, you know. And don't forget property tax, eh?
Demerit.
Don't forget that too. Them winning. Anyhow you take it, Tommy, they winning.
Everybody wins.
But you know what they want to do, Tommy? Where Kamla? Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Visesa hard at work for all of you guys to win. Every single one of you guys to win. No increase in electricity rates. You think they're going around the country and say, all right.
She promised you 10%. We wanted yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. And then the fourth estate pushing Mike in front of she. When you're getting the 10%, when the people getting the 10%.
She didn't do one budget yet.
Correct is right. All of a sudden, anyhow, could we call them the fifth estate, Tommy? No? No? Well, let's continue to listen.
electricity rates for residential and commercial customers. The government is expected to formally dismiss the long-standing proposal. This marks a reversal of the recommendation that was made when People's National Movement, PNM, was in government. Patterath confirmed that the matter is scheduled for discussion this afternoon, with a request for Cabinet to officially discard the proposed hike. The former administration kept that as a guillotine over the heads of the population for close to 2 years, Patterath said in an interview with the Express earlier today. This afternoon, we are going to sit as a cabinet, and I'm asking the cabinet to formally reject that so it doesn't hang over the heads of 1.4 million people. The RIC had recommended an increase in electricity bills in 2023 as part of a broader review of utility rates. The proposed adjustment, attributed to rising operational costs at TNTC, was met with widespread public opposition. While the former government had signaled its support for utility reform, no formal decision was made, leaving households and businesses uncertain about the future cost of electricity. The current administration's move to reject the proposal is likely to be welcomed by consumers already grappling with economic pressures. Hadarath, who has consistently advocated for greater efficiency in the delivery of public utilities without imposing additional hardship on citizens, said the rejection aligns with the government's overarching philosophy on governance.
Hear that?
Yep.
Hear that?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, they hear that? I know you all heard that. They heard it, Tommy.
Claro.
Did they hear it? Yeah.
Bye bye, rolling, bye bye. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team, one hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Vote for peace. Vote for love. Vote for hope. Vote for change. When UNC wins, everybody wins.
And of course, Tommy, we know that to be 100% true. It's not when UNC win, other people losing. That rejection of that rates benefits every single individual in Trinidad who was going to have a rate increase. The property tax, yeah, all of those. Let me see if you have any voice note there, Tommy.
Let me check.
I think I have 1 or 2 voice notes here. Let me see. Okay, yeah, there's one.
Good night, Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and to everybody out there. So the mocking pretender Gordon telling Mashut that it's looks for she say anything, and looks for anybody who say anything against the government. But he just give you licks. And this looks for you, Wall Street, when you or anybody say anything about Rowley and the PNM.
Correct.
You mustn't go back. You mustn't talk about what they did just April 28th. Before that, you mustn't talk about that. How is one thing, one set of rules for them and then accept for somebody else? He, just like Marsha, a babbling pagan, quoting the Bible from cover to cover, and yet still bearing false witness against people. And they forget what the Bible said about lying lips and judging.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have a next one here.
Don't have any.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. For those who join in late, welcome. Yes, this is a good platform. You know. You get somebody good, you get somebody bad, and you get somebody filthy blank. Well, I, Gordon Bernard Maloney, the first believe in truth. Because the book that the Prime Minister endorsed, I endorse that too, because in that you will find words to the effect. You, if you position yourself properly, will know the truth. And the truth that you know is going to make you free. So that's why I ain't no slave. I know my boy did say I'm a slave, come from a land afar. Yeah, all them things. Free. For he whom the Son set free is free indeed. So hate me, go ahead, pelt mod, thing. Sorry. I'm not apologizing for saying the truth that I see, that I know. Until I am proven wrong, well, no problem. I will fix it and move on. But don't just jump up and say, he lie. Don't just jump and say, he don't speak the truth.
Tommy, yesterday, not yesterday, Tuesday. Do you recall somebody saying there was over 30,000 workers that were sent home?
Absolutely.
Do you remember that?
Of course.
Now, Tommy, is there any evidence in Trinidad and Tobago with respect to 30,000 workers being sent home? Any evidence at all?
As a matter of fact, it was stated that it was 10,000.
Correct. And they themselves reduce it from 20,000 to 10,000. But you have a person who does swear in the Bible that if I tell a lie, let me know and I will correct it. We don't want you to correct it. We just want you to keep lying. Right? Because we could have another movie, The Lion King Part 2. And you could stand out. Yeah?
Be specific. And when you do it, you will be able to show me and you will help me because listen, I am not God. I am God done. All right? I could make mistake. I have no problem with admitting that. You understand? But when I come out and I say something, it is based on what I would have read, what I would have heard, what I calculated, what I assess, what I process. You ain't coming and dumping nothing down my head. No, my head ain't no garbage bin. Okay? It ain't no garbage bin. So don't just come out and say, baby, wave up. Hey, look at here, read me here. And nobody, no journalist, nobody could read it. Only to realize you come with a not standing. You must run with that. Yeah? I must run with that. Well, go ahead, my man. Go ahead. Say what you want about me. Call me all kind of thing. And as I've always said, you could call me and you could call me. Just please don't call me collect. That is all. All right? So, folks, let's go. Let's listen. Let's chime in. All right? I'm promising you, from me, there'll be no hate. No hate. But I ain't going to put water in my mouth. Or I ain't going to ban my finger from typing. No. Because I say it how I see it, and not how a next person see it. All right? Let's go.
Is a blessing. With this said, I extend warm Emancipation Day greetings on behalf of this administration to every citizen of this beautiful Twin Island Republic. Let us celebrate with pride. Let us reflect with purpose. And let us keep building a future worthy of those that went before us. May God bless us all. And let us remember that this administration is led by one of the greatest freedom fighters of this country, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, one that fought on our shores and even regional for freedom. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Thank God Almighty. We free at last.
Yep.
Yeah?
We are free at last.
Free at last. Boy. And you know, Tommy, to be honest with you, there are many of those PNM people saying the same thing. thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Yeah, they're thanking God Almighty that they're finally free from the enslavement of the PNM. Yeah, the PNM enslaved enough of them in the last 10 years. Enough of them. Yeah, but folks, we have
GG after Watchman.
Yeah, Tommy, your partner just come.
My partner.
Yeah, your partner.
All right.
Your partner just come.
I have many partners.
Yeah, Rajesh, this is a message for Gordon Dryden Joseph. Gordon, I think it's time you learn to fact check stuff, okay? Going forward and stop listening to he say and she say. That fella that be listening to Dominic Domain and Mr. Bingo and them, that the fellas that he call out, you know. He call out them fellas' name, you know. And he said, them is the people who he does get his facts from. He stated, Tommy, back then, Tommy, what did he say about Google again? I remember.
He said he doesn't use Google.
Okay. But Tommy, we have to say, because of In the Village and Sunday Talk, right? He has now re-educated himself from the miseducation of the PNM, and he's using Google now.
Wonderful.
So we have to be happy there's improvement.
Wonderful-licious.
Huh?
I said wonderful-licious.
Yes, even though we know that it's difficult to re-educate them after being miseducated by the PNM for so long, right? Some of them just take little baby steps. You know, as I always said, I recommend the book Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck, because you know babies, Tommy, have a growth mindset.
Absolutely.
Because babies will take all kind of chances, right? And they crawl, and then eventually they stand up and they walk, right? Because they have this type of growth mindset.
And then they run.
Then they run, correct. But when you look at the supporters of the PNM, them have a fixed mindset, you know. Why do I say that? When you could say, I am a PNM till I'm dead. Tommy, you hear me? I am a PNM till I'm dead. That is not a growth mindset. That is a fixed mindset. Your mind is already fixed. I don't care what the PNM does. The PNM can enslave me 1,000,001 times. I supporting that. And that is what we have. When we look at people, COP, hold on. When we look at people like Gordon Dryden Joseph, Patty Reed, PNM Fox, Banmena, the Belmont midfielders sitting on the bench, they all have fixed mindsets. However, when you look at the UNC, different story. Growth mindset. Growth mindset. You understand? And I'm going to give you a quick example. Okay, COP, hold on. Think about this. John Jeremy was the Attorney General under the PNM. He's now Attorney General under the UNC government. Growth mindset. If you had a fixed mindset, you would even think about making John Jeremy the Attorney General of the UNC government. COP, go ahead.
And John Jeremy, in all the years in politics, he never used the phrase, "I's a PNM until I dead."
Correct. Correct.
He never used that.
Never
phrase.
used that. Never used that.
That is only for the. That is for the only poor, underprivileged black people that support the PNM to say.
Yeah. Disadvantage.
And the leaders and them,
yeah.
The leaders and them who just be on the platform, them they say it for everybody else to say it.
Yeah.
So sad. So sad.
Sad.
But that boo boy, you know, from 7:30 to 8:30, Professor Walsh, them exercising hours.
Yeah.
Them health and fitness hours.
Correct. You need that. You need that. You need that.
Yeah, I get to enjoy that.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy that walking and running every evening. Trinidad and Tobago, all engage in that. All do that. That's very important.
Yeah.
Everybody who outside over there, who over 50,
Correct.
all get up and do a little hour walk, do a little hour exercise, and eat healthy. That is very important.
Yep.
I don't want to comment on Penny and them because I see they're really going nowhere. And my campaign done already. We in politics, we in office. Gary Griffith, I don't behave yourself and hush your mouth and hush your mouth a little bit. You could have been in office.
Yeah.
You could have been in office because of your mouth.
Yeah.
Are you talking yang? Look, you want to interfere with Watchman now and saying Watchman in your face for TV.
Yeah.
We must say them things for you. Don't know you are no face for TV too. You should never even be speaking to the public. You should be ashamed of yourself right now. And Gary Griffith is a boss, and he say 86% of the population want him to be commissioner of police.
Yeah.
How 86% of the population vote for him?
Correct is right. Correct is right. Yeah.
Gary Griffith, you don't hush your mouth, and not because somebody says something, you want to answer them.
Yeah.
You don't want to answer everybody.
Correct. Yeah.
That's the mistake. That's the mistake you're making. He's a bright, intelligent person. He qualified.
Yeah, he qualified.
But because of your mouth, and you're not too much of a good looks. That is why people give you a little blind. But it's really sad to see people like Gary Griffith and them, one that I support for years, had to disappoint us today. That's why they're doing the disappointing the people that have confidence in them. You cannot attack everybody.
Yeah.
And I want to say something on Professor Wall Street. And sometimes when I say it, when I talk, I just don't really want to talk for government alone. I want to talk on behalf of the poor and the needy and the underprivileged. You hear me saying that for over 20 years now. You hear me saying that. When the CPEP work and URP work under the PNM was only for PNM friends and financiers and activists and them. Okay, that's what the government saying. The misconduct in public office. All right, you in office now. Who going to get them contract on them now? Who going to get them work on them? If under the PNM, that was for friends and families and financiers. Now that you in office, who going to get them work now? Jamaicans, Syrians, Barbadians, and Subventions? Who going to get that now? Is it that the UNC supporters of them not going to get that? Or Jamaican and Syrians and Subvention one right now? I just asking that question. So let me just stop saying it was PNM friends and family and financiers. Okay, yeah. But this time though, I think now it's time for the UNC activists and them. Professor Walsh, before I talk too much, now I just hush my mouth. Before I get myself in trouble. I get myself in trouble.
Thank you. Leave it. Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble, Kunji. Don't get yourself in trouble. Because you know when you're talking.
Top of the hour.
Yeah. So folks, we're gonna go for that quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna have Gary Griffith against a very intelligent person, Dr. Wayne Hayde, the Watchman. Man, very intelligent, very, very intelligent. And I don't know why Gary just had to try to back at every cardo that may have mentioned his name. Every cardo mentioned his name, he had to back at them and try to belittle people. Just like he been here and he tried to belittle us too. You understand? It just ain't making sense. Folks, we're going to take that break. We'll be right back. Stick on stage. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
Fire! 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 No more red. No more red. No more red. No more red. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more shame, no more pain. We want to see us win, we want the brides again. No more penny again. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. Bye bye, penny, bye bye. We don't vouch for you. And we are tired of the bloodshed, tired of the taxes, tired of proposals and all the excuses, tired of no water, tired of stretching at the lot, tired of the eyebrows rippling. No left foot, right foot again. No more struggle, no more shame, no more pain. We want to see we win, we want the brides again. No more penny again. Bye bye, me bye bye. Bye bye, bring bye bye.
And of course, we are back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. It's 973-609-6509. Share the live. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.
So Tommy, let's listen to Gary Griffith.
Good morning. This is Gary Griffith here. I'm taking this opportunity to send a message to the Balize Loving Commissioner of Audio Messages, Wade Head, aka Watchman. Yes, I'm referring to him as the Balize Commissioner of Audio Messages. Firstly, every single message he sends always has to do with trying to support the PNM or trying to attack anyone who he believes is not supportive of the PNM. The reason I refer to him also as the Commissioner of Audio Messages, this man continues to bore us to death for the last few years with his audio messages. And probably there's a reason why he will send audio messages and not a video, because he has a face that's made for radio. But he continues with his nonsense over and over again. The man seems to have a total tabanka over Gary Griffith. And there's a reason for that, because Gary Griffith, who he continues to speak about every single time based on his tabanka, I wish to let him know I'm happily married, I'm not interested, Watchman. But he continues to state that Gary Griffith has no law enforcement experience. Yet Gary Griffith, as you will see in this message, in the assessment for Commissioner of Police done by qualified international experts in the United Kingdom, I was able to beat him comprehensively, inside out, upside down, in almost every single assessment. So how do you feel, Watchman, to be bad talking me and my capability, yet I was able to cut your tail miserably? And that is why it is he has a tabanka, because he always wanted to be Commissioner of Police, so now he has to turn to being the Commissioner of Audio Messages. And again, this is an individual who has migrated. I think, as I said, he left as a corporal in the police service. He didn't have the capability to lead an all-force team in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Sports and Family Day. He never held any position of authority, but continues to give the impression to the country that he has some degree of knowledge to understand law enforcement and leadership skill. Because if he did, he would have understood that in that situation, as we speak about with the prisons, this was a unified effort, and they were trying to find the system to stop the prison of certain prisoners having access to send messages outside. What I did was a comprehensive operational plan that for 4 months, not one message was able to be passed, which played a very big part towards the highest reduction in violent crime in 17 years under my watch. Because what I did, we put covert cameras that they did not even know, the prisoners didn't even know where those cameras were. We also had a 3-layered approach of 2 police officers and then a table with 2 prison officers and then a table with 2 soldiers. So if a matchstick went in or out, we would be able to know. With that, those certain prisoners were not able to send any messages out. They started bawling and crying to go back out into the public domain of the prisons where they could liaise with other prisoners and prison officers so that they could get their messages and cell phones out. It was locked down. After I left, because of the incompetence of the last administration, they allowed these same individuals now to mingle together, to communicate with each other, which was not taking place under my watch, and moving the police officers and the soldiers to have, yet again, the few rogue elements in the prison service to be able to give them access to cell phones and 65-inch televisions and so forth. So Watchman, you must do your homework rather than sounding like a fool.
So folks, that is Gary Griffith talking about Dr. Wayne Hayde, the Watchman. Right? But Tommy, the Watchman responded to Gary Griffith. And let's get that out. He responded to Gary Griffith. And you know, sometimes that, you know, anyway, adults, you know, doesn't have to go down that road. But it seemed that, you know, what it's called ad hominem attack. When you cannot attack a person based on information, you try to attack them personally. Right? So let's take a listen to Dr. Wayne Hayde.
Today is the 30th of July 2025, and this is Dr. Wayne Hayde. Well, Gary Griffith has responded to my voice note on my analysis and revelations with respect to Building 13 in the maximum security prison in Aruca. But rather than refuting the issues I've raised or addressing the concerns, he sought to attempt to insult me in various ways. Firstly, he attempted to insult my good African looks by saying that I do voice notes because I have a face for radio and not video. As if implying that since I don't look like him, and millions of Africans like myself don't look like him, then our faces are more for radio than for television, in an oddly racist kind of twist of trying to talk about people's features and how they look. And I like how I look, and many people do as well. Then he tried to trash my 25 years of good police service because I retired as a corporal. In the old days, when it was very difficult to get promoted in the service, which I, as president of the Social and Welfare Association, helped to change and bring in a new system that allowed lots of people, all the people up there now got promoted under that system that I helped to change. But he said I didn't achieve anything. Not even the fact that I retired as a corporal, which is a good thing, and I retired from the United Nations at the Director 1 level, which is a remarkable achievement for anyone who knows how the international organization works. But Gary's attempting to trash me about that. And this is coming from a man who is a ex-soldier, ex-minister, ex-commissioner, ex-political party leader, all jobs which he never completed because he either left early or was not renewed. He was made to leave early. That is the reality. Then he even trotted out an all incomplete 2017-18 assessment for Commissioner of Police to show that he beat me in part of the assessment. Nothing is wrong with that. Of course he beat me in the final assessment because I was applying from outside after 25 years away from the country, whereas he was there as a former minister and that everyone knows and was able to influence people. You know how it is with people who are familiar with each other, and to get the nod over me and others. That is fine. That is normal. That is not a special gift that was given to him by God. But what is important is that I am not going to engage as Dr. Wayne Hayde in a tit-for-tat insult match with Gary Griffith because he says I haven't achieved anything.
I paid for my own college, so I knew that.
Well, let me say this. I am Wayne Hayde, BA, LLB, LEC, MSc, MCL, DBA, attorney at law, and a lot of other accolades that are too numerous to mention. But my alter ego, the watchman, will gladly engage in a tit-for-tat insult with Mr. Griffith if that's what he wants. I am sure the watchman will be happy to posterize him in infinity. But let's get to what the issues are. Mr. Griffith does not like to answer questions when asked, and important questions. I have 20 questions for him. And I'm telling it in the public so that he can address them if he wishes to. Today I'll only give him 5 and simple questions. But for him, there'll be a high degree of difficulty, I am sure. Firstly, why did he resign his command in the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force? And did it have anything to do with his time spent working in the home of a former prime minister? Because he resigned.
Tommy?
Yep.
I wonder which former prime minister is that, boy?
I wonder.
Anybody know who's our former prime minister? Anybody want to put it in the chat? Who's our former prime minister?
Maybe you can put it in the chat.
Yeah. Who's our former prime minister? I'm going to wait to see if anybody put it in the chat. Nick say, yes, talk, watchman. At least you're making sense. Androgen. Mr. BP. Who's Mr. BP? Who's Mr. BP, Tommy?
Who's Mr. BP?
And then Ramcharan say, Basdio Pande. Hey, we. That what happened, boy? We. I didn't know that. Gary had to answer that. Gary, boy, your turn next, you know. Give you a voice note, yes? Let me continue. That's question number 1.
So it cannot be called captain because you must retire with the rank. So that is out the window. Let him answer that question because it will be an interesting discussion. Number 2, is it true that as Commissioner of Police, he had an electronic signature that was used for approving firearm licenses and the lot.
Wait, Tommy. Electronic signature. What I mean, Tommy? Somebody just stamp your signature?
Electronic.
Eh? Or electronic? It online and you just copy and paste it?
Something like that.
Okay. Okay, wait, boy, Gary. You have questions to answer, boy. Right? 2 questions here, Gary.
And how was that legal, if it is so? What was the process used to put in that electronic signature? And most importantly, did he ever deny that any of those signatures and other signatures were his when the investigation was ongoing into the firearm debacle that Stanley John described as a well-oiled, criminal enterprise? Thirdly,
so folks, they put commercials in YouTube. So I just had to pause it and wait for it to skip ad.
how many actual firearms and how much ammunition did he approve during his stint as Commissioner of Police? Was it approximately 25,000?
Good.
And is it?
Wait, Tommy.
Wow.
Hey, boy. Gary, a real thing to answer. Boy, I wonder if Gary answer yet. Let me see if Gary answer yet. How come Gary message and say, hold on here, folks. Let me see if Gary sent a net voice note sent. Hold on. Let me check. Wait. I know Gary go answer him. Gary go answer him. Gary. Nah, Gary not answer him yet. Nah, I ain't see nothing for Gary yet. Okay. Well, you go answer him. When you answer him, we go bring it to you guys.
True that he granted single firearms to ordinary people, but approved an arsenal of weapons and ammunition, including long barrel carbine rifles, to certain elites in the society.
Wow.
Let him answer so how many people he approved for 25 and 30 firearms. How many people in the Police Service Commission got carbine rifles? We know the minister got one that he returned, but how many more are out there? And let him answer the question. Don't just say, I approved 8,000 applications, because 8,000 applications at 1 or 2 wouldn't come up to more than 25,000. So let him answer if that is true and how much he gave. Number 4, how does he know that in Building 13, no messages went out or sent out in 4 months? How does he know that? Since messages can be sent out in different ways, including by word of mouth. So he was in the body and mind of every person who was in that compound to know what messages were sent. And as we know, lots of messages were sent out by various means, because as I explained, they destroyed the surveillance equipment. And he's not addressing that. So let him answer that question. And finally, a question that is close to his ego. He loves saying that he got a survey which showed that he had an 82 or to 89% approval rating. Let him, as when he was commissioner, let him show us and give us the name. What is the name of the group or person who did that survey? What is their background and their ability and authority to conduct such surveys? What was the survey sample size? What was the type of persons who were interviewed and by what methodology? Because it's important, the academic part, Dr. Wayne here will ask those questions, not somebody doing some radio survey or telephone survey and without proper methodology. And then we will know what people are saying and what were the questions being asked. That's an important part of any survey. Because yes, I used to be involved as a foot soldier in surveys when I was a student at the University of the West Indies. So, this is my response to Gary Griffith. No insults, just questions. If you want to push that button about being an insult comic, the watchman tell me that he's ready for you. But Dr. Wayne Head have academic questions that you must or should answer. Thank you very much, folks.
Well, boy, the ball is in Gary court, I guess.
Wow.
Think he go answer, Tommy?
I think it's gonna go in over his head pretty soon. He's gonna be in over his head.
Boy. Boy. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna go. You have any voice note?
I'm gonna check it now.
Mr. Florida.
Hey, good evening again, Mr. Hanson and Mr. Comment, everyone. Mr. Hanson, this Mr. Gary Griffith, what is his purpose? He thinking making videos and stirring up and trying to say something about somebody looks and all this. PNM don't want you. UNC definitely don't want you. You try your own party, you get rejected. You think making videos will make a difference in this island called Trinidad and Tobago? You had to be part of our government, and you had the opportunity and you let it slip away because of your self-pride and self-greed. The work with Mr. Anselm and Mr. Tommy do here, this is a radio station / podcast / on the internet. And they come every day, 3 times a week, 1 time on Sunday, for the weekdays. And they spread information. You doing 5 minutes video don't make a impact in this country. It just proves how narrow-minded and how big your ego is. And sorry, and you're speaking about Mr. Watchman, but you was never first on the list when the picket. What position he was, 4th or 5th or 6th or something?
Who's a watchman?
No, Gary Griffith.
I don't know. I remember.
But I don't think he was the number 1 on the list. And you coming to do credentials and all of this. When you're supposed to bite your tongue and say to yourself, well, I make a mistake and let me see if I could work with the present government and give my ideas and let me solve the problem. But you see, Mr. Hansen and Mr. Tommy and all the callers, these guys and them living abroad, they have an option. And they're not really seeking the interests of Trinidad and Tobago because they have an option. They're living outside. They have wealth, and their life is hunky-dory. And this is what citizens have to understand. When you don't have the option, and you have no choice, but you have to stay in it, look for the best solution to help your life. They're making a decision for the SOE problem. They're going in the prison trying to stop this collusion we're going on with calling shots and all that. Let them give them a chance. We always fighting. At the end of the day, these wealthy people who come in and looking for you to fall behind them like sheep, they have an option to leave this country, but you don't. So come on, people. Let me start to think sense of nonsense and let me build the country. Look in 3 months, how many things this government do to lessen your burden of bills?
Correct.
This is 3 months. So you can have a little extra disposable income in your pocket to help your family to save.
Yep.
After COVID, the PNM government destroy your savings. What little you had and who had. And now is that this government trying for you to build back your life and build back a savings. And you're not looking, and you're already looking at the bigger picture. You know, you're looking at quick relief. But quick relief was never working. The past 10 years, we see quick relief was never working because it's still in the same predicament now. So come on, people, open your eyes and forget these wealthy people who want to come and make trouble like Gary with it. All right, Mr. Anson,
Yeah, man.
I look on.
Yeah, man.
Thank you,
correct,
Florida.
Absolutely correct. I want to read. I'm gonna read this thing here. Okay, hold on. Nick say, yeah, KFC, hold on. KFC, hold on.
Hello?
Yeah.
Man, Mr. Watchman, Uncle Tony.
Yeah, man.
Yep, KFC.
What you will say?
Say that again?
You jump back out. I said, G-string jump out you will say. You answer back the Watchman, your questions to answer.
Yeah, your questions to answer. Yeah. I don't know if you go answer them.
But then I feel last night that G-string get no choice. So the other conversation test back in power. You keep a duplicate frame, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nick says, ask Michaela what went on at the Prime Minister office when she father was in power. For me, that's something to do with Michaela Pandey.
That's what I think the question that Watchman was asking concerns.
Something went on with Michaela when she father was the Prime Minister.
That's what caused him to have to leave the job.
Really? He was eating our food behind Pandey back.
I don't know if he's eating our food, but something was happening.
All right. Smooth says, the guard for the butter eat it. What is that? Winston McKenzie. Yes. All right.
It's like asking if I'll cook to guard the corn.
Oh, okay. Nick says the PNM good friend Warner got a fast track gun under Gary. Hold on, man. Let me do something. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah. Gary better hush. Gary got the survey from Steve Harvey show and called Family Feud. Hey, look, PNM Fox finally say something that makes sense. Finally. He says something that makes sense. Gary always get personal with people. He attacks. Let him go and hug up Marsha Walker. Judy Ali say Gary's a total distraction.
Correct.
You know, folks say buys the Opande. As Smooth say, Guy didn't want back COP job. He wanted the PM work, and comes as an obstacle. Chan Matty, welcome. Good night, Uncle Tommy and Professor. To everyone on the live, please be proud. If Watchman was COP, he would have jailed Dr. Raoul. Rick Q says, Gary's biggest problem is the mouth. Yeah. Yeah, Damien, that's true, you know. Oh, back and now. Oh, back and now.
Yep.
Judy Ali said dating. What do you mean by dating? He was dating Makela Pandey, Judy? That's what it is? Caribbean Soul Star still waiting for Guy Griffith to bust the mark. He said he'll make Rory call a snap election. Yeah. And let me take this voice note here. Donna Alexander said, good night, Professor Warshid, Uncle Tom, and all listener viewers. Happy Emancipation Day.
Same to you.
Happy and healthy Emancipation Day to all of our Tune Island Republic. Let me take this voice note.
Good night, Mr. Warshid and Uncle Tommy. Mr. Warshid and PNN supporters, and I'm taking this quote when UNC wins, everybody wins as a personal benefit. That Kamala should give them money, not knowing that when the demerit point was removed, that is a country win right there. That all are we winning with this new electricity increase. It's a big win. For the past 9 years, we bring in taxes and increase. Also with the children life fund, you don't know which baby born in tomorrow with some kind of disease or a hole in his heart. I'm not wishing nothing, but I'm just saying, right, that baby could benefit tomorrow, right? And with this 1 week extension, this is just my observation. I think the 1 week extension was given out because that's how the 31st of August, which is a Sunday, Independence Day, right? And it will be falling on the Monday on September 1st. So now I think the government increased the extension in the holidays. So school wouldn't have to be open on a Tuesday. It will open next week on a Monday. Well, not next week, but I mean like September the
Following week.
Thank you. Caribbean Soul. Ulrich, welcome. Ulrich said good night, everybody. Ulrich don't like Gary at all, you know. Gary tackling the wrong cockroach. Answer the questions. Esmoot said the nation is still waiting on the WhatsApp text. He said he had to mash up PNM. Probably still in our safe. Yeah, might be still in our safe. Now I'll be saving it for a special day. Tommy, what is your take on, are you celebrating Emancipation Day?
Of course.
Okay. And any particular reason why?
Because it's been recognized, our freedom was recognized on that day, and I'm being consistent with it.
Okay. Tommy, the Minister Wayne Sturge getting a lot of backlash because he said first, kill first. He advised gun owners to deal harshly with intruders. Tommy, what is a person supposed to do if somebody invades your home? I'm just trying to. You're supposed to ask them, well, partner, what are you doing in here? You know you're not supposed to be in here. What are you supposed to do?
Offer them coffee.
Oh, you wanted black, or you want almond milk? You know, or wait, you want some vanilla cream?
You take sugar or honey in your coffee.
Oh yeah. You want sugar? You want syrup? You want maple syrup? Or you want honey? That's what you're supposed to do, I guess. I don't understand people, you know. I do not understand. And really and truly, Again, this is for if you can get a legal FUL, you have a great opportunity now to get a legal FUL to defend your family from home invasion. I do have a problem with that. You understand? If you are going to invade my castle, you have to suffer whatever the consequences of your actions are. Simple. Simple. Let's take a list.
Shoot first, kill first. Defense Minister advises gun owners to deal harshly with intruders. Defense Minister Wayne Sturge is advising constituents and citizens that during a home invasion, they can shoot first and explain yourself after. He says that provision, among others, will be available under the proposed Stand Your Ground legislation the United National Congress government is seeking to enact. He says another measure would allow a victim to defend themselves against an intruder before they are even physically attacked. Sturge made the stunning comments during a Stand Your Ground consultation at the Sandy Grandee Civic Center on Tuesday. You don't have to wait to see what the attacker is going to do. You don't have to wait to see if he pulls a gun or a cutlass or anything like this. You can, once you honestly believe that you are under attack or that an attack is about to take place or is imminent, as they say here, once you believe an attack is imminent, you can strike first. You can strike first and kill first, Sturge said. Sturge, who was a criminal defense attorney before his successful run in the April 28th general election, said the proposed legislation differs vastly from existing self-defense laws. The government has already said the Stand Your Ground laws will follow the Florida model. Florida enacted its Stand Your Ground laws in 2005. Sturge said the proposed law gives a homeowner or victim leeway to defend themselves before the attacker even gets to strike the first blow. If, however, the invader has a cutlass and is swinging or about to swing, or you feel you don't have the expertise to defend against a cutlass, you can shoot and kill. If it's in his waist, you don't have to wait for him to reach for it. You can go up on him and wet him with your own cutlass or your axe or whatever. And in that situation, the court, and it's set out here in the bill, the court would look at all of the circumstances to determine whether your action was reasonable. Sturge added that the intruder could also be shot in the back under particular circumstances. Sturge said, "You know they always say, if you're running away you can't shoot? No. Circumstances, he's running away armed with a gun. You could shoot him in the back and explain yourself after. That's the reality. If he's running away without a gun, that's a different thing." When it comes to criminals dressed as police officers attempting to invade a person's home, Sturge said whether a citizen is sure or unsure of the person's authenticity, it is better to defend and live than to hesitate and die. If, by the manner in which they are behaving, you are not sure if they are police or not, what do you think is the common sense thing to do? I'll leave you with a little quote I learned years ago from my good friend Herbert Volney, who said, "It's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. If you are not sure that the persons outside are law enforcement, and you feel that they might be posing as law enforcement, and you feel that if you don't act you could die, you are entitled to shoot." He said while law enforcement officers are authorized to enter someone's property, he does not agree with prison officers, estate police officers, and Police Complaints Authority, PCA, members being on that list. He said the lines between the operations of official law enforcement business and personal intrusion are often blurred, particularly when it comes to relationships. A question I am usually asked: what if my ex-boyfriend is a police and I horn him because he does finish the job faster than Usain Bolt, or what he has is a sick-eye fig, and the new Rastafarian have a Gros Michel and is a marathon man, and I don't want the police no more, and that man comes to your house? The fact that he is police and the fact that he is in a uniform does not prevent you and your new Rastafarian lover from defending your home, the minister stressed. He also said the use of illegal weapons can be allowed to defend someone's home and valuables. However, while you may not be charged with murder should the intruder die, Sturge warned that a citizen could still be charged with possession of the illegal weapon. If you have an illegal firearm, and let me press pause here because you know the media loves to misquote, I am not recommending that you go out and get an illegal firearm. Let me make that clear. I'm recommending that you do not do that. But if you already have one, for whatever reason, and you use it when they come to invade your house, at that point, the judge is not going to say, well, the firearm he had was illegal, so he should not kill. He should have let the man chop his head off or rape his daughter, and all that. Listen, if it's illegal and it is necessary for you to use it to defend yourself or your family, then the law says you can use it. This, however, stood in contrast to what his cabinet colleague Saddam Hussein said during the first consultation last Wednesday in Barataria. Back then, Hussein advised against using an illegal gun. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander later said weapons of opportunity could be used, but also advised against illegal weapons. Gonzalez, it's more rubbish from Minister. However, Minister Sturges' comments have already caused alarm. Former Police Commissioner Gary Griffiths said yesterday that the intent of the law is not to gun down children stealing fruits and running away, but said in a gunfight, the attackers may not always be facing the homeowner. He stressed that training gun owners should be a priority. Former National Security Minister Marvin Gonzalez said the bill exposed the belly of the beast and called on citizens to ask themselves whether this is what they want for the country. I don't think it's a slip of the tongue. It is the true intention of the government, under the guise of a so-called policy that is meant to protect innocent citizens. The same Wayne Sturge who lied to the country by saying a 65-inch TV was found in a prisoner's cell, only to be embarrassed and refuted by the Commissioner of Prisons and the Prison Officers Association. He now finds his voice again and utters more rubbish that should send chills down the bodies of right-thinking citizens. Gonzalez.
Tommy, I want to do something, I want to stop that, and I want to play this in between. Yeah? I want to play this in between.
That the PNM has found itself in, as the gentleman would have said rightly. Dr. Eric Williams, many years ago, said that every single member of the PNM is a propagandist of the PNM. And one of the first things I will do as your new chairman is to ensure that the propagandists of the PNM must be deployed on every nook and every cranny of this country, and we will chase them away on social media, and that the gospel of the PNM must be known to every single citizen of this country.
So, listen to this guy again. That same guy who just talked.
Who lied to the country by saying a 65-inch TV was found in a prisoner's cell, only to be embarrassed and refuted by the Commission should be a priority. Former National Security Minister Marvin Gonzalez said the bill exposed the belly of the beast and called on citizens to ask themselves whether this is what they want for the country. I don't think it's a slip of the tongue. It is the true intention of the government, under the guise of a so-called policy that is meant to protect innocent citizens. The same Wayne Sturge who lied to the country by saying a 65-inch TV was found in a prisoner's cell, only to be embarrassed and refuted by the Commissioner of Prisons and the Prison Officers Association.
Tommy, do you know in the regulations there should be no, you're not allowed to bring any electrical equipment into the prison? So what a television is considered to be? I'm just asking. I'm asking.
He now finds his voice again and utters more rubbish that should send chills down the bodies of right-thinking citizens, Gonzalez said. Also contacted, Police Complaints Authority Director David West said he'll comment on the minister's statement at a later date, while Prison Officers Association President Gerard Gordon said he had nothing to say. Meanwhile, a State Police Association President Derek Richardson made it clear his officers do not arbitrarily enter people's homes. He said state police officers only do so when lending support to police officers.
Like, kitty people, anybody who could get a legal FUL, Tommy? Tommy, what's your take on the FUL?
Listen,
especially for people who can have.
I support the right to bear arms.
You know, I used to be apprehensive about arms, but I support that too. Yeah? Rick Q says, so how many guns can you own with a FPL? If you can own at least 2, you better get more than 1. Because if you have to use 1, the police take it. As smooth, so this time your ground law is a fast without the other laws to back it up. I don't understand that, as smooth. What do you mean? Capitan say, what? If I have an undocumented weapon, it's not mine, it belongs to the home invaders. I understand that.
Yeah. If it's undocumented, it's not yours. You took it away from the home invader.
What do you mean?
Makes sense of the nonsense.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah, Mr. Hansen, I must commend everyone. Mr. Hansen, Mr. Tommy, and to everyone who are looking on and watching. Mr. Hansen, when somebody trying to come and break in your house, they come in stealth, right? They don't come and make noise and they don't play music and they come in silent.
That's right.
To break in your house.
Yeah.
So if hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so when they come in to break in your house, they come in stealth, right? They don't make noise, they don't play music and beat the drum and all kind of thing, right? They come in quiet. So if you have a FUL and you fire a shot, don't you think the whole neighborhood will get up? Don't you think the whole neighborhood will put on a light and they will call the cops? So it won't have a shootout because these people who are trying to break in your house, they will run away because they know the police just on the way. But if you don't have it and they steadily break in your house and get in your house, this is how they do the crime. Look over here. When you hear a gunshot, Mr. Hansen, Mr. Tommy and everyone, when they try to rob the 7-Eleven and they fire a shot, they didn't stay to rob 7-Eleven again. They run away because 5 minutes after the cops come. So this is it. Everybody thinking it'll be a gunfight and it could be killing people. Mr. Hansen, Mr. Tommy, everyone, very few people will get killed. But when you set the first examples, the bandits will think twice to come in people's house.
Absolutely.
It's a deterrence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They think it will be the Wild West. No, Mr. Hansen, look, when they put the police and them in the schools, after the first fight with the police in the school and they get arrested and they get charged and they get expelled, you think any children going to fight in school again?
Correct. Yeah.
Consequences for your action. So everybody thinking it'll be a Wild West. No, if I fire a first shot, the whole neighborhood will go and get up because we not accustomed hearing gunshot in our area or somebody trying to break in.
Mm-hmm.
And the bandits will run away. Mm-hmm. So that's just my point on it. All right, Mr. Hansen, once that's done.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I Smooth, I am kind of in agreement with you. I think most of the law, even though it's called stand your ground law, it's more of the Castle doctrine. And I had an argument with a very, very, very intelligent politician. And they was talking about the stand your ground law or the Castle doctrine from the United Kingdom. But in my estimation, this version of stand your ground law is really the Castle doctrine that has to do with defending your castle. Yeah, and that's my thinking. Folks, put your closing comments in the chat, send your closing voice notes, and put your closing quotes. Right? So I am in full agreement with giving people FULs once they can pass background checks and everything, right? So they can defend their family. I am in full agreement with that. I don't have no problem with that at all. You know, because with the runaway crime in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, we have to come up with some innovative ideas. Very innovative ideas in order to stem the tide of crime in Trinidad and Tobago. You know? And people talking about if a man break into your house, you have a cutlass. Cutlass? Cutlass? What a cutlass go do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
You cut a coconut and give him to drink.
You cut a coconut and give him to drink.
Give him that to drink. So you all that.
Rajesh, you serious? Rajesh say, "I all you must do like me and set traps front in the yard before they could even reach the house." A man make a cutlass trap and it cut off a young lady hand.
Yeah, that happened in Marbella.
That happened in Trinidad?
Yep,
I remember that now.
a little while now.
Yeah. So he set that trap in front of the yard and
No. He said it by a window or something. But she was breaking in through a window.
and the chop off she hand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. And what to the owner?
I forget what he probably get charged or something, but no
Get
sort of
charged?
big deal. Yeah, he get charged, but it wasn't a big deal.
But a person trying to break into yours and you get charged?
Yeah, I think he got charged some
I know.
small fine or something.
Okay. All right. I haven't played this here. I have these one signal here. This is what KFC does say all the time. Take a listen to Arnold. This is some of KFC. This is KFC favorite terms when he addressed the PNM. KFC boy. The man was charged for that? I don't understand how he gets charged for that. No, understand you're wrong. He ain't getting charged for that though, right? Huh?
Hopefully not.
Okay.
Look at the sick game PNM and the PNM fake news media play. PNM pushing an agenda. Oh, Kamala lied to the public servants. Nothing could be further from the truth. Kamala Prasad Bisesa and our government is checking to see how empty the treasury is, how many loans were taken out without cabinet approval, how many bills still are yet to be paid. Kamala Prasad Bisesa always holds to a word. But the PNM pushed that agenda. Then PNM media, Guardian media, camps out outside the parliament, and the only question they have for Dave Tanku and for Kamala is, what about the 10%? When the 10%? And Dave Tanku says, listen, we are doing the budget, we are coming, we are negotiating, we'll let you know more at a later date. Kamala Prasad Bisesa says, I will keep my word. And then today's Guardian media headline is, government mum on 10%. That is the nasty, disgusting fake news media of the PNM. And it won't work, Guardian. Fire burn all you.
Yeah. KFC boy.
Yeah, the Port Estate is a mess.
The Port Estate is a mess. Yeah, they just can't get it right. Well, not they just can't get it right. They don't want to get it right.
They know they're a propaganda tool.
Yeah. It's just unbelievable. You know? Oh, Nick said the laws was different than Professor Wall Street. The man spent some days in jail. Oh, you go try to break up into my house. And I put something to defend you and I end up in jail. Or that making any sense? I don't understand that. How that could make any sense?
You get charged.
He was interviewed. He was remorseful. Yeah, Capitan True, yes, that man should pattern them traps. Correct. But you got to put a trap around all your windows. Huh?
Well, yeah, in Brooklyn, that particular window was accessible.
Oh.
And He knew they were coming in through that window before. They came in there before. So he set the trap.
Or what you could do is leave the window open. Right? Correct is right, Nick. Nobody will be charged under the new stand your ground. You see, Tommy, in my estimation, this law, right, is now taking back a lot of the, oh, we could put it, boy, taking back a lot of the advantage from the bandits. Once you could get a FUL. You know, it is important that you be able to get a FUL. Yeah, KFC.
Hi, good night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, man.
What's happening, man?
Good night, KFC.
I see Uncle Tommy celebrate Emancipation tomorrow, man.
No doubt, no doubt about it.
What we achieve for the 40-something years under the PNM since the colonial masters gone and the PNM take over. What we achieve, what we have to show. I see a real freedom fighter, a man they call Sat Mirage. Them now come here and they fight and they get this and they get that. What the PNM fight for? That's well, great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. After you walk up there, you come back to cry again because we don't have nothing. So you're looking for the Indian government to give them land. The war this, the war that. So when the black man was there, the blackest man, blacker than the road, he not fluffy black brothers and stuff, he give you no land, he give you nothing. So the Indian government to give them the bank. And you could have opened the bank for the black brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
But Mr. Washington, I home, you know. I go play some music and ring the bell home and just take it and the show. So blessed night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy.
Bless.
Great is the PNM.
Happy Emancipation.
Now they walking around. Now they're going to chant around me by yourself. Bless, love.
Yeah, man. Tommy, but
yes.
PNM must be kicking themselves because they didn't think of this legislation. But man, come on, man. We tell people that the PNM was not a proactive party, they are a reactive party. And name us one innovative idea in the last 10 years that the PNM have brought to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. One, just one. Tommy, in 3 months. In 3 months, Tommy.
Yep.
Look what has happened. In 3 months.
What's up with the hour?
If we go back to 2010, 2015, and then do an innovative idea was the Children Lives Fund.
Yep.
Yeah? That's right. Yeah, boy. Still doing some research, boy. Folks, we're gonna take that break. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Stick and stay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE. We originate, not imitate.
Fire! 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 Fire!
We are back with you in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington U on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, whenever you join us, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can always reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509. Remember, like the professor asked, please share the live as soon as you join us.
There you go. So, folks, I want to wish everyone who celebrates Happy Emancipation Day tomorrow in Trinidad and Tobago. Hope that at some point in time, we can truly say we are emancipated in Trinidad and Tobago. And, I just wish everybody the best. I mean, there are some things that I know, and it's not everything you have to talk. That's kind of disappointing. I learned of that today. It's very disappointing when you talk about, the Emancipation Support Committee and certain things that, that should happen and didn't happen, but, I'll just leave it right there, So this is my closing quote. Not that one.
Let go of the version of you that only existed to please others. Let go of the version of you that played small to make others feel big. Let go of the version of you that put everyone else first and yourself last. Let go of the version of you that apologized for other people's mistakes. Let go of the version of you that lived by expectations instead of dreams. You don't need anyone's permission. Stop accepting less than your worth. Let go.
From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to stay where I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, use 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
Eleanor Roosevelt says, life was meant to be lived and curiosity must be kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his back on life. Like I always say, you, the man in the mirror, you must become that change that you want to see. However, when you're looking at mirror, if you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe. Be cool. Enjoy your Emancipation Day tomorrow. And we'll see each other on Sunday, God willing.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Go ahead, KFC.
Yeah, the name is Tower Street. Must say happy emancipation to the right thinking black brothers and sisters. Whether the evil born free at large. Free at large, Mr. Washington, we trying to take care of the PNM mental slavery. We like to keep black people down. And we feel a performance from this government to move forward and uplift black brothers and sisters. Already PNM don't do it for me. With someone who look like me and they come and do it for you because they give you land already. They build schools, they give back this holiday. And the black man who was the PNM, they never give the black brothers and sisters nothing for them to uplift and land. Start watch it. And just start doing it again. Bless.
man.
Love.
Bless. Yeah. Okay. Don Alexander says, simple rules to live by. If it's not yours, don't take it. If it's not true, don't say. If it's not right, don't do it. Good night, sweet dreams. That's Don Alexander. Lydia says, good afternoon, guys. You look something. That lady made absolutely no sense. She was talking about Masha Walker. Fact is, it was threat to our judicial democracy and intelligence driven for the first time. Okay.
God Almighty.
All right. Thank you, Donna. I mean, CS, Ma. Okay. So closing comments. Esmoot says, happy African Emancipation Day, love and respect. Vindra says, good night, everyone. Have a blessed night. Happy Emancipation Day. Enjoy your long weekend and be safe. See you all on Sunday. Batman closing comments. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Bob Marley. Caribbean Soul says, a small dot can stop a big sentence, but a few more dots can give continuity. Amazing, but every ending can also be a new beginning. Thank you, Caribbean Soul. Mr. Intellectual said, the Bible gives you the right to defend your life, your family, and your goods. Who is those idiots to tell me differently? Okay. Chan Mati says, good night. What you don't like for yourself, don't do it to others. Okay, folks, we out of here. We see you on Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. on Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics. We out of here. Bye-bye.
When UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, Trinbago wins. Trinbago wins. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the rising sun. On election day,